People say football runs in every Goan's blood. Ask us how it got there, and we will all tell you a story. They are all true.
Everybody in Goa, their blood is of football only. They love football.
Football kyo amcha roktan ha. That means the football is in our blood. Like, each and every Goan will definitely play football, no matter how big or small they are.
Feni, fish and football. That's how life is in Goa.
We started with football because, as you know, football was the most popular game in Goa. In those days, we only played football.
Mostly only one game that brings us together is the football for the Goans.
People are really crazy in Goa. If it comes to football, they can do anything.
Every person born in Goa has football running through their veins. And it's a fact. You just throw a ball at any Goan, that person will know how to kick it.
Football आमच्या गोंयकाराच्या सगळ्यांच्या रक्तान आसा.
गोंयकारांच्या रक्तान फुटबॉल हा.
Football for Goans started everywhere. It was streets, open places.
Football came from my family, it's grow. Everybody in my family play football, so it's more passionate about football for us.
Football पोन शिकलो हांव. लोक खेळता हांवूय खेळलो. दर्यार खेळलो, शेतांनी खेळलो.
Our PE teacher, Miss Paul, she actually spoke to my dad. My dad was just against it because he was like, what if, I was very small and I was a little weak that time. So he was like, if anything happens to her, who will take care and this and that.
While how it all began might be a fuzzy memory, the full stop was for sure. We all remember that.
From the time the pandemic situation started, the gyms are closed, the grounds are closed, you can't just move freely anywhere you want. Even on the beaches you can't train.
This pandemic has, I think has put a break to the development of Indian football or Goan football, I would say.
I think it's a huge impact on the youngsters especially.
All the grounds, everything was shut. We used to practice on the beach. We used to come to the beach at least to do our fitness. But later the police and all of that, the pandemic was so bad that everybody had to stay inside.
I'm sure they're upset because football in Goa is they love their football as much as they love their food and their music. Maybe 3 months at the most, you can take the recovery time, but after that, no. The skills or whatever, maybe you can practice the skills at home, maybe juggling or little dribbling here and there, but practicing with your teammates or keeping up with your fitness, it's very difficult.
When the pandemic, the first lockdown, police was not allowing to play on the beach, not to get together, not to 5 people more than. So people completely stopped playing. Maybe small boys to play in the house, 2 versus 2, 1 versus 1. Health center, people think it's not safe because a lot of people, positive people, come there to check or take the vaccinations. So people don't want to gather in the closed room.
The football ground is something that all our people of Goa like it. And the moment they shifted to the football ground, they found themselves much more free. Secondly, there was a lot of social distancing here, and if they had to wait, there was the whole ground and the greenery to look at, so it was much more relaxing. And the whole process started going on very smoothly.
We started the vaccination drive at the primary health center in Candolim. But there were too many patients who were COVID positive, and at the same time, people were also coming for vaccination, and it was a bit crowded there. The Sarpanch and the whole team of the Panchayat decided with Lions Club to organize the vaccination drive on the football pitch, and we all gave him our full support because I said this would be a better place for everybody, as it is a central place in Kandoli. Anybody could see that we are having the drive and willingly come for it.
We appealed to the health departments the Minister of Kalangut constituency, Michael Lobo, and they agreed that we shift the vaccine drive to the Candolim ground.
Our Honorable MLA and the Sarpanch of Candolim, they suggested to me that why not shift to the football ground.
It was very, very popular. We had a lot of people, not only from Candolim, from outside Candolim, who also came here because they felt it was safe. And we had the Lions Club who supported us, controlling the crowd in a well-organized way.
We had an 84-year-old FIFA referee who came to our vaccination center and took both his doses. That was a good support for our youth, and the message that he gave us that if I can take at 84, why not you? Because I am fit still at 84.
I would say nobody, any person who attains age of reasoning should immediately say, the first thing I want to do is get a poke. They call it a poking. The vaccine. Why? To save yourself from the hazards that might attack you at any part of your life as you grow up.
We have already done more than 45,000 vaccinations on the pitch and in our other vaccination centers. But a lot of those were done here.
Taking the vaccine is of paramount importance in today's scenario, because the only way we can prevent ourselves from getting serious or comorbid down the line if infected with COVID is to take the vaccination.
There is a saying, that football is in blood of people in Goa. Like, Goans are crazy about football. So if you see, as soon as the Candolim field was open for vaccination, there was a crowd more than what was in the centers of Panchayat. So I think, yes, everybody, if I was also given an opportunity, there's a vaccination on the football pitch and in a center, I would have gone to the football pitch, for sure.
People will crazy and run there, yes. Mostly kids will force their parent to go to the football ground rather going to the health center. They will get the chance here to see the footballers also, see the football ground also, maybe to kick the football in the goal.
Yeah, the people would love to go to the football ground to get vaccinated, because after they get vaccinated, they'll get an opportunity to play on the field too.
If there is vaccination at the football field, not only the young people, but those who are down there in the houses, they will come out and they will say, I don't mind taking a vaccine on a football field because that gives me the pleasure of being there, freedom, set free from coronavirus, of course, but also that I get an opportunity to watch more football. Everybody has that in their blood, you see. Goans are crazy for football.
I got my first shot yesterday, and here I am today playing football, and I think everyone needs to get a vaccine shot. Yeah.
If the government says the public of Goa will should get vaccinated on the fields, and then only you can join all the stadiums and everything, the sports will start, I think half the Goa will just in a day will be vaccinated.
Pandemic has brought a fear in the hearts of the people. People have gone back to their clusters inside, and today everyone is very in to come out to be with the crowd and all. Football, as it is the part of the life of Goans, it will help.
Arpora is a place where the father William Robert Lyon started the first club Arpora Sporting in 1888. Thanks God for him to promoting football in Goa.
He was here for treatment of the lungs. He had TB, I think, and he had been sent to Goa for stay somewhere near the beach, and he was staying in Arpora or Sioli. No one knew about football then, so he brought a ball and he introduced it. And from there it went to the school. Then They went to another school in the South Goa. Then they started inter-school matches. And then 1900s, the Portuguese army would come here. They had conscription, so you had to do military duty. So a lot of footballers were coming here and they would try to play. And the locals would join in. So the standard of the locals went up.
I remember when I was a kid, maybe 4 or 5 years old, when the Portuguese police team was there, and they used to come to participate in some villages where there were grounds, and they used to play against the local boys. And from that time, I think it has taken roots.
It's they learn from when the Portuguese started ruling here. Portuguese people started playing football around everywhere. That time, football was not like promoted in Goa. Nobody most used to, because people don't have ball in those days to play football, first things. They used to make the ball of the socks, put 3-4 socks in the one socks and make ball and the play. Maybe one person have a ball and it was last for the 1 year. If it is broken, they used to go somebody to stitch it. No shoes, they used to play the barefooted.
Grandfather, who was a cardboard as an officer in the Portuguese regiment, I told you he was a referee. And that's how it came in our family. So, and always for the World Cup and all these, the Goans always root for Portugal or Brazil. So I think Portuguese has taught us a lot in terms of the Western culture when it comes to football.
I remember those days I used to play the football in the field and under the coconut trees, like an empty place, just the coconut palms, and we used to use that coconut palms for the goalpost.
The Goa government has got Goa, the GFDC. I think that needs to be activated. Although they're getting a lot of funding, I find that they're not doing much.
Our grounds should be like European standards. If you see half the grounds our teams play, like for the I-League, you don't have a flat surface. Even we need more international coaches coming at a young age and giving them the technical ability what the Europeans have. I think all Goans are born players, and if we get the right coaching and the right grounds, I think in the future we will have some Goan players playing for the Premier League.
Football in Goa is really the village football, and then people like us gave it a proper shape, structure, took it formally.
During my time, I think, Lisa, we never had any psychologists or sports medicine doctors or training method scientists to guide you. We played with a natural gift which was running in our bloodstream and the gift of God. I've been the first professional footballer of Goa.
I started in 1975 for India with the youth team and continued with the senior team from 1976 onwards till 86, except that break of fracture in 1981. I was out for exactly 364 days. 365th day, when the completion of that year, I was back into the Indian team for Korea because 2 months I trained with the Indian team.
Okay, hold on a moment. Just a moment. Hang on. Somewhere in the middle of his story of football, she runs into the pitch.
I never knew that the game would kind of come into being, for ladies, whatever. I hadn't heard about it even worldwide. I had not really realized if there was something happening. And then one day, I read on the papers that women's football had started in India and they already had a tournament, a nationals. I said, wow, I hope somebody does something about it here. And very soon, I heard that my neighboring village, Candolim, had started a side and they were already playing friendlies with Parra. And I thought to myself, why don't we in Kalangut had, because my school was the best in sports. We started practicing and then somebody said, you know what, let's have a match with Candolim. And I remember my neighbor coming, and he says, you guys want to play with Candolim? They are very good, you all are going to get a thrashing. So I said, oh God. I said to myself, okay, if it's thrashing it is to be, it will be, but let's go out and face it, whatever. But no, we won 3-0.
In my village, I was the only girl playing at that time because my father was a footballer and my mother was a badminton champion. So they encouraged us to play. I didn't have any problems, although some of the other girls did have a problem because everybody thought football was not a girls' game.
Yeah, we used to play when we were small. No, we used to play among our local boys and all. So one fine day we heard that Candolim girls are playing and all. So we also took up like all village girls, no. So everybody was interested, like, because I went to their house and all. So most of the girls, they came on the ground, and that's how we started.
Kandoli was the first women's team was in Kandoli, and likewise Kalangut also started. When they got together, Yolanda, Clara, all of them, they decided why not have a proper association, because we got the news that the All India Women's Football Federation was having a tournament.
When you play boys and girls, it is better for the girls also. Till the age of 14, 15, girls are tougher than the boys, in fact. And so like that helped our girls improve, because the girls used to really play tough, sliding tackles and all against the boys, and they used to enjoy the game.
Because of football, I became famous. And that's how, even in this market, everywhere, wherever I go, people used to just love me to hello, like. And I also was not very proud girl. I used to love to say hello to everybody.
I joined the Directorate of Sports and Youth Affairs as an Assistant Physical Education Officer, and we looked after all sports. So I gave emphasis to football, and we started girls football. We started it at the primary level, that is under 13. Then we had an under 17 and under 19 tournament. And we also send these teams for the nationals, for interstate tournaments.
Our girls dominated Goan football.
Yolanda, Socorina, Juliana, thank you for kicking it as hard and as far as you could. You made football possible for generations of girls who chase your shadows.
Yeah, it was in 1979 at Calicut when we were playing against Karnataka. And Chitra was in the goal, the one of the best goalkeeper. And she has shoot the ball, and it came direct in our half. And then it lobbed, but then I took it, on that only I took a shot. So it went right inside and she was all stunned. What happened? So I ran, because I was very good in running. So I ran, but that girl back just pulled my shots. But I did not wait for that to bring it up. I just ran and scored, and we won the 3rd place for the Asia Cup. Yeah, it came down, but inside it was there. No? So I said, oh, who knows me here?
I was 4 or 5 years old when my father started teaching me, how to do the basics in football, and he started introducing me to the game. We started watching it together. That's how I started.
I never told him that I started playing football. So I used to hide and go, and then later on he came to know through newspaper. He saw my photo on the newspaper. So then he asked me, why did you start playing? Then I said, I love to play football.
My dad was a football player, and now he's a physical education teacher. So he was a former goalkeeper as well. So that's how you can say I joined football. Even though sometimes it's hard to make it for every match that I play, but he makes sure, that he gets updates about my match, and he'll tell me, okay, I heard you did a great job here and there. And he encourages me and maybe tells me, you should work on this area, or you could have saved this in this way. And
football really instills various skills, life skills, that are very important for children, whether it's teamwork, whether it's leadership, whether it's discipline, resilience. I mean, there's a long list. I'm an air traffic controller. Both involves controlling because you have to take quick decisions at both the places. You need to have knowledge, you need to have control, you need to be calm, and you need to have presence of mind.
Football is all about teamwork. You learn how to be a team, how to maintain your composure. You can't be shouting, you can't be angry because everybody has a different way of playing. Like if I shout at you, you might not like it. Some people like being shouted at and only then they play. So you get to know, understand people in the football field.
There still have a lot of issues for the people coming from like villages. They are coming very deep inside. The girls was traveling from like 10 kilometers and they don't have transport, they don't have proper ground. So still there are a lot of problem in Goa because they don't have proper pitches to play football.
What our struggle was even when coming up as when we were teenagers, I think, the attention. I mean, the men got attention right from when they were born, I feel. I mean, I don't criticize them, although I'm a feminist, but then I don't want to be gender biased to anything. But then what I'm saying is, why aren't we pushing our girls to get onto that level? We're not doing it. How they do it for boys. Like, you give them a target, give them expectations, give them those hope, make them believe that they can be. And it's not just by a few parents. Why not we are doing it at school levels?
In Goa, actually, you'll see there are so many tournaments happening only for boys. Football tournaments happening every Sunday for boys. And it's very rare that things are happening for girls. Now, in these 2-3 years, at least things have started for girls. Football matches, there are beautiful people who are taking initiative of organizing 4-a-side, 5-a-side, 11-a-side, 7-a-side tournaments for the girls.
I'm very sure because now AIFF has made a compulsion for the I-League teams should have women's team. So then, yes, the clubs also will take interest, and I hope clubs take more interest in women's football because girls can give you results much faster than boys. In men's, if you see, men's have more than 200 teams and women's have lesser teams. It's not only about that, it's about competitions, and girl child can achieve faster because they are smart.
I think we need to have more competition for the girls. We need to have more tournaments. We need to speak to their parents and give them that confidence that yes, they can make a great career out of it. And there has to be more professionalism in it.
Girls also play a big role. The national team, I don't know what's the ranking that's happening in the national setup right now, but we need younger girls coming and taking the initiative. We need to support them. Ex-players who has played for the country need to speak. And if we are given this opportunity to talk to the younger girls and talk to the senior teams as well, I think it's going to help with our experience, sharing our experience with them. I think it should help the national setup in a big way.
The governing body that is here, what they need to do is they need to start encouraging girls by having something that's more permanent, having a good plan. If there is no plan, nobody is interested, because girls look at it like, we need to have a career in football. Like for example, men get paid to play for the club, but in Goa, women hardly get paid.
Mostly girls are coming from the village. They are very shy. They say the football, or the family say, mostly the parents say the football meant for only boys. It's not only for men boys, it's for like girls too. They can go higher, they can achieve something.
The girls' football is equally important, like what we are looking for boys' football also. It makes you disciplined, it makes your life and puts your life more into structure, and it makes you a better human. That is what I would say through the game of football.
just think that football should extend more at the grassroots level. I want more boys and girls to adopt football as their way of life and sport. Irrespective of whether they'll reach the top, the state level, national level, that doesn't count. But I just want more and more kids to play football because I think playing football will give them a lot of other qualities. And I think we should make this as a way of life. Although you say football is in the blood of every Goan, I would like the more spread to happen. And that spread I'm not seeing as yet.
Everybody knows that Goa plays football, but we have to get organized. Our structure has to be more in place. For me, I have been vocal about these 4 bodies, and whenever I talk about, they are a little bit, they don't like it, but it's a fact that unless these 4 bodies get together, then we cannot help it. Every state, whenever they find challenges, they think it is problems. But keeping the problems aside, which tries to take you to a different level, accepting that as a challenge, and when we have a challenge, we are ready to solve it out. If each state tries to work for themselves, then the job of AIFF gets easy. Now everybody is thinking All India Football Federation has to do the work. No. But if you try to see in FA, in Germany, in Italy, they are overall looking at the game. But in counties, in clubs, a lot of work is done, which is not happening here.
There's very poor coordination between the GFA and the JFDC because GFA is the body that organizes football, and they have got to speak to each other. And our suggestion to the government at that time was that if you're giving the fund to JFDC instead of forming another government organization, give the funds to GFA and let them organize the youth development, because in any case GFA a few years ago was getting some coaches for the youth. And I think number 2, what needs to be done is I think the JFA should really organize the age group tournaments, and that's the only way that you can see, because practicing on your own and is no fun. You must have competition. You must give them competition time. GFA needs to get this act together, and they need to organize themselves far better than what they are. There's a lot of ad hocism going on right now, so I think that needs to change. Yeah, so once that changes, people will get more interested. I think right now the interest in football is waning, which is not very good.
Today's sports all over the country probably is just a one period of a class in the school. So I don't think that kind of seriousness is there right from a curriculum perspective, right from a young age. So one is that needs to develop. Secondly is academies like this should be formed. I mean, whether at the government level, whether at the private level, and world-class training should come to go. Because whatever said and done, our coaches need to learn a lot. And it's like train the trainer, We get a great coach from maybe wherever, UK, Germany, wherever the football playing countries. And I think one model that we can adopt is the Japanese model, where Japan exactly did that. They got good coaches, they trained their coaches, and now you see Japan versus India, where Japan is in football and India is in football.
We should come together if we are promote, like we love our Goan football, we should come together, everybody helping hand and started the football with the grassroots like ABCD. Everybody should help each other, not be like a negative to anyone, he's doing this, he's doing that. And the way, if we grow like this, we come together, then only we can compete in the higher, in the India national or in the other competition.
People, if you see, they are glued to their television, but they say Indian football is not exciting enough because they get to see world-class football. So unless we give people the best back, it's just a choice, right? Whether you want to watch a live game here which is 20 times slower than Argentina and somebody else playing. That's what is happening, and that's what we need to change. We need to give them quality football on the grounds live.
We are here to watch the final, the England versus Italy.
I'm just waiting for the match to start, and I'm sure England is winning.
I'm here because of the football.
I want to support Italy because my favorite player Cristiano Ronaldo plays in Italy.
Tonight I'm supporting England.
I support England, and Harry Kane is my favorite player. I support for the England.
I support the England team.
Whoever will play the good football, they will win.
I would say that we have to start from scratch back again, because even after the pandemic is over, we cannot just rush to do things what we had done 18 months back, which can be detrimental to the players, to the coaches, to the game. So we have to start back slowly. For sure, grassroots football, if we want to start, we can start it from the schools. Then we try to go with the academies and the clubs, whichever are there, and then try to go on slowly to see how best we can get it along.
If you see a language, when does a child pick up the language the fastest? As much as he is younger, the pickup is much faster. As he grows older, she grows older, it becomes more difficult to learn the language. The same thing is with football. You tap kids at 9, 10, 11 and 12. That's the right age that you can carry them through, because they're not fixed in their heads. They just love the they just love the ball, and they just love the field.
want to promote the football in North Goa, like you have to go deep in the school. You have to go to school first, meet the school teacher, PT teacher, take in the confidence and meet their parents, and then you bring the kids out.
Playing football, you know, it can really be a way out of this situation and out of the pandemic, because the physical fitness aspect, I think, is very important, especially for children who've been cooped up in, you know, small spaces. Not all of them have had the luxury of being able to go out, keep physically fit. So I think that will definitely play a large part in, you know, how we go forward.
If you see in Goa, if there is fields also, you will have more players playing, you know. So space is there, it's only about, you know, lack of awareness and lack of parents being educated why sports, why the child has to take up sport, or, you know, why a child has to take up, come to the ground. And it's not about the child will be a sports person or will be a good footballer. It's all about health and, you know, how a child can be away from diseases, computers, phones. So that is one thing where parents also should be educated, I believe.
Organize after the pandemic, once you're vaccinated, start all this youth developments, grassroots tournaments, so that the kids really want to get back on the field and really showcase their talent on the game.
The backing from the family is very important, you know, because otherwise it's kind of, you know, they are not very sure whether they will be allowed to carry on, because football doesn't end in a bit or playing in the school or whatever. You have to keep on going till you become the best.
I need the youngsters to come up and be passionate what you're doing and make it a career. You know, earlier it was something else, but right now guys can do a career and then, you know, play and represent the country. So this is what I want to say to them: be passionate with what you're doing and achieve your goals.
My wish for Goan football is that though people say Goan football is not on top, to go back on top of Indian football.
2022 is the FIFA World Cup of Under-17 going to happen in India. We're looking at it as a legacy program that we are thinking that we can build for our nation through women's football, girls football.
Our achievements at the national level are good, but we can't relax. We have to go on a faster pace than the other countries, because the other countries are already very higher than us. And we cannot just grow naturally. We have to grow 10 times more than what we are expecting to grow.
My only one wish of India team will go tomorrow for the World Cup to qualify. Football in our blood.
So I hope we all come together and achieve our goal. Our goal is to be achieved is to play in the World Cup. But what I would say is, unless we try to regularly qualify for the Asia Cup, we cannot think about the World Cup. Like some of us, we say we have a good chance for 2026. But what are we going to do once we go in the World Cup? We have a lot of groundwork to be done. And I hope that all of us, including me, work together with one mind to see that this country at least participates in the World Cup. That is what is our dream and goal together.
play football, just keeping rolling the ball in the home, outside in the garden. Just don't stop the playing football. Keep the balls here, keep ball next to the feet, keep next to your bed. Just look at the photos of player and how you can fall in the love with the football.
I think after some time, when this will start, nothing is going to stop for Goa coming back to football in its original days. Same charm, same smiles, same heart, same anger. When you lose, everything will be in the game. Yes, they will enjoy it.
रक्तान फुटबॉल शिस्ता म्हणजे कावजान फुटबॉल शिस्ता तर सदांच आमी आनी फुटबॉल एक
पूण फुटबॉल गोंयकाराच्या रगतान आहा
फुटबॉल सगळ्या गोंयकाराच्या रगतान आहा
फुटबॉल आमच्या गोंयकाराच्या रगतान आहा
फुटबॉल आमच्या गोंयकाराच्या रगतांत आसा
फुटबॉल आमच्या गोंयकाराच्या रगतांत आसा फुटबॉल आमच्या गोंयकाराच्या रगतान आसा
माझ्या रगतान आहा फुटबॉल फुटबॉल आमच्या गोंयकाराच्या रगतान आसा
फुटबॉल गोंयकाराचे रगतान सगळ्यांचे आहा चेडू जावं चेडो
रगत म्हज्या रगतान आसा
गोंयकारांचे रगतान फुटबॉलाचो मोग आसा
संवसारान खूंय एक भुरगो जल्मलो तेच्या रगतान फुटबॉल आसा
फुटबॉल गोंयकारांच्या रगतान आसा फुटबॉल गोंयकाराच्या रगतांत आहा
फुटबॉल आमचे रगतान आसा
फुटबॉल आमच्या गोंयकाराच्या रगतान आसा सारके
आमी गोंयकार सगळीं जाण चेडे चेडवां दादलो बायलो सगळेच आमच्या रगतांत फुटबॉल आसा
Take the shot.
Take the shot, win the game.
Take the jab, save lives.
Do the right thing, take the job. Take the shot, win the game.
Take the shot, win the game.
Take the shot, save lives.
Take the shot, win the game.
Get the jab, let's beat COVID.
Take the shot, win the game.
Take the shot, beat COVID.
Get the jab and we can win together.
Save lives, get the jab.